राधा माधव जय कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव जय कुंज बिहारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभ जय गिरिधराधारी जय गिरिधराधारी यशोदनन्दन व्रज जनरञ्जन यशोदनन्दन व्रज जनरञ्जन यमुनतीरा वनचारि यमुनतीरा वनचारि जय राधा माधव जय कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव जय कुंज बिहारी हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे जय राधा गिरिधारी श्री राधे जय राधा गिरिधारी श्री राधे जय जगन्नाथ बलदेवा जय सुभद्रमणि जय जगन्नाथ बलदेवा जय सुभद्रमणि जय गौरानिताय श्री श्री गौरानिताय जय गौरानिताय श्री श्री गौरानिताय जय जय प्रभुपाद जय जय प्रभुपाद जय जय प्रभुपाद जय जय प्रभुपाद जय जय गुरुदेव जय गुरुदेव Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Srila Gurudev ki jai, Bhagavad Mahaprabhu ki jai. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. All devotees, please accept my humble obeisances. Thank you for giving me this opportunity. Please bless me so that I can deliver correct message, and please also correct me if I do any mistakes. Thank you. I'm going to share the words, today's words. Today we are reading the words from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 4, Chapter 14, and verse number 38. And the name of the chapter is Story of King Veena. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Evam Lusantarasaya Davatam Sarvato Disam Pam Suha Samuttito Bhuris Choranam Abilampatam Evam Lusantarasaya Davatam Sarvato Disam Pamsu Samuttito Bhuri Choranam Abilumpatam Evam Rusantarsayo Davatam Sarvato Disam Pamsu Samuttito Bhuri Choranam Abilumpatam. Hare Krishna. Anybody wants to recite the sloka? Please welcome.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam.
Dandavat Pranam Prabhuji, please.
Give me a try, please.
Yes, please.
Nivam Nishantam Rashayo Dhavatam Sharbato Disham Pamshu Shamuttito Bhuri Choranam Abil Lumpatam. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Anybody is there?
Yeah, I can try, Mataji.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Evam Rishanta Rishayo Dhavatam Sarvato Disham Pamshu Samuttito Bhurish Choranam Abilumpatam. Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Anybody else is there? Otherwise, we go for synonyms. So, Prabhuji, anybody wants to read the synonyms?
Okay. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Evam, thus, Nishanta, while considering Rishaya with great saintly persons, Dhavatam, running, Sharvato Disham, from all directions, Pamshu, dust, Samuttitha, arrows, Bhuri, much, Choranam, from thieves and rogues, Avilumpatam, engaged in plundering.
Please go through the translation and purport.
Yeah, translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. When the great sages were carrying on their discussion in this way, they saw a dust storm arising from all directions. This storm was caused by the running of thieves and rogues who were engaged in plundering the citizens. Thieves and rogues simply await some political upset in order to take the opportunity to plunder the people in general. To keep the thieves and rogues inactive in their profession, a strong government is always required. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chakshur Unmitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Narayanam Namaskrutyam Naranchaiva Narottamam Devi Saraswatim Vyasam Toje Mudirite Nashtapraya Subhadreshu Nityam Bhagavati Sevaya Vati Uttam Sloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistaki Mukam karoti vachalam pangam langayate girim yatkrupam vande Sri Gurum Dinatarinam Paramananda Madhavam Sri Chaitanya Chandra Iswaram. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna everyone. Today we are discussing the verse number 38 of 14th chapter of Srimad Bhagavatam. In this verse we can see what is the situation of kingdom of after death of the King Vena. If you see the life history of King Vena from the beginning, so his behavior is completely against the rules and regulations and from the scriptures. So what he was doing killing animals, very cruel to his citizens, friends, and no sacrifices, not hearing the words of authority, not following any rules. And also, he declared himself as a god. That is the big mistake. So by this, what was the consequence? The sages decided to kill him, because that is the responsibility of sages who have throned himself as a king when King Anga left the kingdom. So they have taken the responsibility for the welfare of citizens. And so they throned him as a king, even though citizens are opposed and ministry opposed, because the one king should be there to rule the country, to uh, see the welfare of the country, and whether the any enemies are attacking or any thieves, rogues are attacking the country. Not to oppose these elements, the king should be there for the king. King is must for the country. So some ruling authority should be there. So in same way, they thrown the king Vena as a king, even though he is behaving very badly. But what happened? So he is not behaving properly. The sages decided to kill him, not by weapons, by the words of the mantras. So in this way, he ruined him by himself, by his character. What happened after the death? Now we come to the present situation. What happened? The rogues and thieves are entering the kingdom, and they started plundering the citizens. They are waiting for the right time to enter. Now they understood king is not there, he is dead. Before, what happened? The king Vina, he himself is a like the big rogue. So he, by his power, he was controlling all the thieves to enter the kingdom. So that's why they were not. They were afraid of King Vena. They were not entering into the kingdom. Now they see the proper time. King is not there, so we can attack people. So rogues and thieves are coming to the kingdom. So this was a big concern for the sages again. How to correct this one? How to make better this situation? They were discussing all this, how we can do the best. And in this purport, Prabhupada was mentioning the good government is required in order to remove all these factors, in order to avoid these situations, and in order to protect the citizens, protect the country. Good government is required. Good authority should be required. Today we discuss what is the meaning of good government. What are the values? What are the important factors they need to rule the kingdom, to administrate? If you see that good government means, we can consider 2 points. Before that, I will ask some of you, what are your opinions about the government? Anybody wants to share your views? What is the good government means?
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam.
And
Good government means the government who looks after the citizens of his kingdom,
yes,
so
yes,
that they are the citizens are taken care of and the advancement of the country goes on side by side. If the
yes,
people are not happy enough, they can't concentrate what is the good things to do, go ahead.
yes.
So that is the reason good government is very much required.
Yes, Prabhuji, exactly. So the protection that they have to take care of citizens. That is the priority of the king. Kshatriya means ksha means the heart. So who will protect? Traya means protecting. So who protects from their hearts, from their problems, from their worries, from their miseries? That is the duty of king. If that is not happened, you cannot say that is a good king. So he is a good king. That is a good government. So and here prepared as explaining in some other lectures, good government means the system should be. There are 2 points required for the good governments. Today we are discussing these 2 points elaborately. So the good government means system should be there and some core values should be there. Both are required. What is the system? System means already Lord Krishna, he established that system. It is there from the beginning. So here no need to set up by human beings, by living entities. So it is already set. That is Varnasrama Dharma. Varnasrama Dharma, it is having the it is having 4 divisions. Four Varnas and 4 ashramas. If you see the 4 divisions of this society, Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaisya, and Sudra. So Brahmana means it is intelligent caste. Kshatriya means it is a material opulent. And Vaisyas, if you see the Vaisyas, production team. So they cultivate farming and they produce grains and also they protect the cows. That is a protective team. And the Kshatriyas are administrative team and laborers. 4th one is laborer. So what is the laborer? They serve other 3 castes. So if you see in Srimad Bhagavatam also 1.13, so Adha Kuma Vijasreshta Varnasrama Vibhagasaha Panusdista Dharmasya Samsiddhu Haritoshanam. So whatever the occupation you are doing, whatever the qualities, whatever gunas, whatever prescribed duties you have, finally you have to do that activities for the pleasing Lord Krishna. Unless and until you are pleasing the Lord by your occupation, by your qualities, it is not complete. So in this way, so many the saintly kings, Rajarshis, like Janaka Maharaj, Siran Maharaj, King Yudhishthira, so Maharaja Parikshit. So these are all established that Varnasrama Dharma, so that the kingdom, so each and every citizen, they follow it and they get liberation. So in this Varnasrama Dharma, that is called Swadharma. So following their prescribed duties. As a Kshatriya, he has to do his duty. As a Brahmana, he has to do his duty. As a Vaisya, they perform their duties. Like this, they have to perform their duties. Ultimately, they get the liberation. They get the they at least they are in the spiritual path and they attain the self-realization by this way. And that is called Swadharma. But so beyond that Swadharma, there is a Sanatana Dharma. So as long as you're in Sanatana Dharma, you're not obliged to do this Swadharma. But if you are not in Sanatana Dharma, at least you have to follow your Swadharma. That is, as a Kshatriya, you have to do your duty. So that's why in the Bhagavad Gita, Sri Krishna also again and again encouraged Arjuna, do your duty as a Kshatriya. Don't leave the battlefield. So don't think like a common man. You are the Kshatriya. You have a responsibility to protect your citizens. So do your duty. In this way, you get the liberation. That is very, very important. The system is there. So system should be there. Once the system is established in kingdom properly, and it is followed by both king and citizens, it is called very welfare country. That is prosperous country. Automatically, each and everyone, they are following their rules and regulations. They themselves is so conducted, so behaving so nicely. In Satyuga especially, this was there. So now in the Kali Yuga, that Varnasrama system is not, we cannot see properly. So because it is upside down. So Brahmanas are doing so many other things, and Kshatriyas also doing. So that means they are not doing their prescribed duties. So what is the duty of Brahmana? So as saintly persons, they have to see the welfare of the country. So doing sacrifices, advising the kings, and the sacrifice yajnas, so many yajnas they have to perform and give the intellectual instructions to the rulers so that they lead. So in this way, if you see, Dasarath Maharaj always takes advice from the Vasishta sage. And in the same way, many Maharajas also, they follow the instructions of their Rajguru, that priestly persons, saintly persons. They were taking the instructions and they are following. At the same time, if you see the Parikshit Maharaj, at the end, he has taken the instructions from the Sukadeva Goswami in the attained liberation. So the system is very, very important. And so when the system is there, when the system is followed by a king, the citizens also followed. In the Bhagavad Gita, 3rd chapter, 21 verse. Yad yad acharate sreshta, tad tad evataro janaha, sayat pramanam kurute, lokas tad anuvartate. Whatever the great people follow, the common people, they also follow. And in this way, both get benefit out of it. And we can take the examples of the saintly kings like Janaka Maharaj, Yudhishthira, Dasarath Maharaj, Parikshit Maharaj, all these. And the second one, if you come to the second, the system should be there at the beginning. So it is already established. They both get the benefit. Whole kingdom will be prosperous. And the second one, core values should be there. The core values, they must follow some rules and regulations. Core values means they must follow some rules, some least instructions, least elements they have to follow. If you see in the in this situation, the Venus, like, he followed the system because he is great mischievous king. So because of the fear, no rogues were attacking the kingdom. The system was there actually, but the intention is wrong. Even though system is there, if you are doing with different consciousness, it will not work. The intention should be correct. The system should be there and the intention. So why you are doing, so how you are doing, that is also very important, not blindly. You cannot follow the blindly. The king being also, he had made a system. So because of fear, they were never coming to they never attacking the kingdom. The system is there, but the intention is wrong. The intention is wrong. So again, see, these things happen. Again, the rogues, sometime, whenever there is a time, whenever the time comes, they attack again. So in order to avoid, the value should be there, right? Kingdom and king both. What are those values? The first one, there are 3 values they should maintain. What are the core values means? The first one is common goal should establish. That is very, very important for the whole society, for the whole kingdom, so wherever it is, for the whole country also. Here, what the common goal, suppose if you, I'm giving one example given by Srila Prabhupada. Once you throw little stone in the water, you can see the circles, cripples around that stone. And if the another person is again throwing the stone in another place, again ripples. If there's so many people, they threw the stone, so many cripples around the stone forms, and they all merge together, and finally they get distracted, they collide each other. But if everyone focus on that one point, we can see cripples so systematically, so nicely. In the same way, if you suppose if in the family, that if the family members, they have different opinions, so they are in different ideas, we cannot make, so if they don't have any common ideas, common goals, it is very difficult to maintain, to get the balance. Always disturbances, misunderstandings happen. So even the citizens, so especially if you see the India, there are different states, they have different opinions, different system. If they are not cooperating with the central system, so again the disturbances causes. So the main thing is the common goal, the common point should be there. So where everyone gets satisfied, everyone get they get real happiness. If that is missing, what happens? The disturbances. Same thing happened in the Venus case also. In this, there is no common goal. So he declared himself a god. So that citizens, they know he is not a god. They know that. So they are opposing that point. That's why disturbance is called. Nobody likes the King Vena. The common goal is very, very important. So that means we have to keep the devotion, keep the Lord, keep the Krishna in the center. This is a lesson for devotee also, for us also. If you have so many exposures, so many aims, so many goals, if you're not keeping Krishna in the center, you get always disturbances. Even if you see the family also, if all are following the rules and regulations of the Prabhupada, the instructions of the Prabhupada, if you follow the scriptures, Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, and they keep the Krishna in the center, so everything go very systematically. So in this way, so we can see the common goal should be there. That is the one core value, very important value. And the second one is protecting Brahmanical layer. That is very, very important. Here in King Vena's case, that was missed actually. So he was disrespecting the sages and instructions of the sages. There is no respect for authority. That is very important factor to rule the country, to rule the society, wherever it is very important factor. Because if you see in the previous ages, all the saintly kings, they were taking the advices from the saintly persons and rishis, sages, and they were ruling. Actually, if you see, both saintly persons and kshatriyas are important for the country, because by the advice of sages, they are ruling. So they cannot protect. If you see the Brahmins, say saintly persons, they can own things by in the form of charity given by the Kshatriya, but they cannot control the country. That is the factor. And if you see the Kshatriyas, they should consider themselves very least, and whatever the opulences they have is not belong to them. That's why they have to give them in the charity, and they have to control. They exactly opposite. So sages should be, they own the property, but they cannot control. Kshatriya, they have the they can control, but they consider themselves, they are not the owners. They should give the charity. In that way, they both can balance. They by the cooperation, coordination, they can run the kingdom. So saintly persons are so important. The words, instructions of the sages are so important, so that welfare of the country will be established. So if you see the importance of the sages, what actually they do. Anybody wants to share what actually saintly persons and brahmanas they do for the society, country?
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Yes,
They
Prabhuji.
guide the king through the scriptures.
Yes.
So scriptures means the principles.
Mm.
So the principles uh, uh, are explained to them so that they can follow the right path, which
Yes.
are through Vedas.
Yes. Yes, Prabhuji, true. And any other points? That is one thing. What is the main duty of the yes, Prabhuji?
Sacrifices, they help in the sacrifices.
Yes.
Yajna.
Yes, yes. The main duty of the sages, they instruct the king by the scriptures, and also they do the sacrifices, yajnas. The yajnas are so important. If you see the third chapter of Bhagavad Gita, 14th verse, Annat bhavati bhutani, parjanyat anna sambhavaha, yajnat bhavati parjanyo, yajna karma samudbhavaha. That means the living entities depends on the food. Food comes, food, the agriculture is harvest because of the rains. Rains come by the Parjanya, rains. So rains come by the sacrifices, the prescribed duties of these Brahmanas. So that is very, very important. The welfare of the whole kingdom, the society, nature will depends on the sacrifices. That is the importance of the sages. And if you see the sages, not only that, they have a responsibility to remove if they are doing any abominable things. If it is not meeting the criteria of the scriptures, they have responsibility to remove that king also. That happens in this case of king also. The before the sages thought the king is required for the country. Otherwise, so many thieves, rogues, they attack the country. In order to protect the country, immediately they appointed Veena as a king. So even though citizens opposed, even the assembly people, they opposed. Again, now they decided this king is not worth of ruling because of his behavior. So again, they have taken the responsibility to remove him by killing. So here we can see the accountability of sages. Each and every sage is responsible for giving the instructions. That means when the king is approached them, they have responsibility to take care of the kingdom by giving the instructions. If it is not meeting the criteria, they have responsibility to abolish them also. If you see in the modern history, so King Mary, Queen Mary, the French Revolution. So when the people came to her asking for the bread, she told them to, if you don't have a bread, eat cake. Is there any possibility for them to eat the cake? They don't have to make a bread. How they can eat the cake? That's how the disconnection between the people and government started. That's how they rejected. In the same way, if you see the Ramayana, Lord Ramachandra, he also accountable for the citizens. So when the citizens are not happy, so he is also not happy. So the same thing happened to Mother Sita. If something has one citizen told, so he's not. This is not correct way of bringing Sita back. Immediately he sent Sita to forest. That is accountability. Even Lord Ramchandra, he has taken the words from the citizens. Accountability is there. And if you see the Russian government, they are opposed by communists. If that is not working, they can reject it. In the same way, if you see the modern current days, so many elections also happening. Elections means if they don't like that king, that minister, whatever president, prime minister, chief minister, they don't like, so they elect a different person. But previously, at least sages, by their intelligence, they can select if they do something is happening wrong, they immediately analyze and they can rectify their mistake by appointing some other very good person. In modern age, that is missing. Again, they are electing the third class person. And same thing, the blind is ruling blind. The same thing is happening. If you see in Canto number 9, 15th chapter, 15th verse, there we can see Parasurama. So he's a Kshatriya actually. He was killing so many kings because those kings are not following the rules and regulations. That's why he is killed 21 times throughout the world. He traveled all over the world and killed the Kshatriyas who are not following the rules and they are following the religious principles. So it is needed. So he is accountable for all the Kshatriyas that time. So each and every king, they cannot do whimsically according to their wish. The donation starts. Somebody, they have taken instruction, they should take from some saintly persons, some intelligence people, some brahmanas. That's how they the benefits of that's how they get the prosperous. And this is about the protecting the brahmanical layer. And in the same, if you see the Parikshit Maharaj, once he was wearing, after Kali entered into the kingdom, so once he was wearing the crown. So already has given room to Kali to reside in 4 places. He said in 4 places. He was in the already crown. Because that effect, when one day he went for the hunting, what happened? So he was so thirsty after some time. He went to one sage's hermit where he was doing the meditation. Sage was doing the meditation. He got so angry that he thought that Sage is not giving any respect to him. Immediately he put the dead snake on his neck. So that's how he got the curse. You can see in this example also. So he's not respecting the authority, he's not respecting the sages. Immediately the punishment should be there. They have to live the consequences. So that is the second one. The first one is common goal should be there. The second one, protecting Brahmanical culture. That is very important. Third one, natural way of life should be promoted. So natural way of life, if that is not there, that some imbalances happen. So suppose if you see, when Britishers come to India, that time the 2 things were amazed to them. That time India was giving 2 things freely. Those are food and education. Annadana, Vidyadana. So when they are when they attacked India, so these 2 things were, they caused them amaze, because how they can give the free. That means the Indians know the importance of prasadam and also importance of the education. Now everything is upside down, because we are adapted artificial needs, whether it is necessary or not. We are buying. Suppose before ages, there is no need for the mobile. So even without mobile, they were surviving. Even without fridge, they were surviving. So washing machine, they were surviving. There is no these gadgets before. but they were surviving so happily. But nowadays, we are so dependent on this technology. We cannot survive without mobile. So we feel so we are lost. So we are not connected to the world. So in this way, we are with artificial names. Our life is slowly degrading. So before the kings and the responsibility of kings means the life should go smoothly, properly, by engaging properly in a systematic way of spiritual path. So nowadays there is no time for spiritual realization. So no priorities, no common goals, and no time for the spiritual path, devotion. So demands, so many demands, so many artificial needs, whether we are not in a position to understand whether we need it or not. Still we take, we want it. So in that way that our time is wasting. So we don't know. So we are not utilizing our precious human life properly. The whole generation is lacking that point. So these are the 3 points. It is very important as a king. They have to set up. The first one is system. The second one is core values. In the core values, again, if you see, the first one is common goal should be there, and they should protect the Brahminical culture and the natural way of life. Way of life should be given to the citizens without any disturbances. When the common way of life means when the sages they perform yajnas, the rains will come and they get the proper food. There is no disturbances. There is no unhappy. So each and every citizen well, living so happily. So each and everything is interlinked. It all depends how the king has taken the steps. So in the same way, if you see that now also, um, uh, the main important factors of the government is to protect the brahmanas, to protecting the citizens, and taking care of cows and agriculture. These are the 3 important points they have to taken care, even modern society, modern yuga. So if they take the agriculture, the rains and if they harvest grains properly, so everybody can get the food nicely. They ultimately they will be happy. So that's why the in previous yugas, Ramarajya it is given example. Ramarajya means is so prosperous. There is no unhappy, everywhere happy. Why? Each and every citizen they feel they are responsible. They behave nicely. So they are also in the part of kingdom. It is our responsibility to take care of citizen. So each and every citizen they are taking care of both spiritual and material. They were balancing. Both were happy. So if you see the same thing with the Parikshit Maharaj, Yudhishthir Maharaj, so they were ruling the country so nicely with all the necessities. The first point, as Prabhuji said in beginning, the they have to take care of the citizens. If they are happy, automatically king will be happy. If you see Dasarath Maharaj, when he was ruling, 12 years drought period happened. That time, what he did, 11 years without fail, he was serving citizens free food. So from his treasure. So these are the things they have to take. They have to. These are the steps they have to take care of the citizens. If they are hungry, they have to feel hungry. If they are pain, they have to feel pain. So in that way, they exactly taken care the citizens. What are the worries, miseries of the citizens? That way they can protect. Even if you see Narendra Modi in India, so we can see he's also very nice ruler. So he's already in the spiritual path. So we all know that Rama Mandir was happened because of his efforts. And recently, 42 countries assembled and they presented one Vaishnava bhajan to Modi. That is Vaishnava Janato, the favorite song of Mahatma Gandhi. So these things are happening still because of that saintly persons. So they are taking care of that dharma, Sanatana Dharma, and they are trying to protect that culture. And that's why the people are so happy. And if you see Hema Malini, so Hema Malini is she's an actress and she's taking care of Madura entirely. And the Yogi Aditya, so Chief Minister of Uttar Pradesh, he's also taken so many steps. They completely abolish the slaughterhouses and liquor houses in Madura. The entire they declared Vrindavan as a holy dham so bravely. And so these are the steps the saintly rulers, saintly kings who are in the authoritative uh, position, and they can take these steps to protect. In that way, they gain the confidence of the citizens. Citizens also live happily. So that's why finally I want to connect it to our ISKCON. Srila Prabhupada, he's a pure devotee. He's also saintly person. So Prabhupada, he tried to write letters to Mahatma Gandhi, Indira Gandhi, saying about the protection of this spiritual world, how to lead, uh, how to protect what is the duty of these rulers. So but they ignored and neglected. But as a scientific person, he tried to protect the society. And that's what it is happening. The ISKCON, the main principle of ISKCON is following the authority. If you see the nectar of instruction, third verse, Usahan Dhairya Tat Karma Pravartana Sangatyago Sato Vritti means following the instructions of previous authorities, taking the instructions. In that way, our devotion will be developed. We will be in the right path. We'll get the benefit out of it. So, Srila Prabhupada made it very easy for us so that we can lead the path, the spiritual path, so without any disturbance by following the previous acharyas. So everywhere, every stage we can see that is important factor, following the instructions of seniors, authorities. So if you see the soldier, he fought for the country by the orders of the government, and after the war, so he get the award because he followed the instructions of the authority. If he does the same thing whimsically on the road, he get the punishment. Why? Because he didn't follow the authority. So that's why the main principle of the kingdom and king is to follow the instructions of the sages. If they fail to follow these instructions, the ruination, the destruction starts. Because the saintly persons, they have seen the truth, they know everything, what is the welfare of the country, what if they do, so they get the welfare, they get the benefit. They not only see the kings prosperous, they see the whole country and citizens prosperous. In that way, they give the advices. So that is the important step of the king, to take the instructions from them. And if you take the Bhagavatam, now we are reading the Bhagavatam, it is full of instructions. So each and every step of the Bhagavatam also instructs not only to king, to each and every living entity, what is the duty, what is the dharma, and how to follow the rules, the instructions. If you follow them, so we can correct ourselves and we will be in the right path without any deviation. That is very important. So I will conclude the class. So we have discussed the system, how the system will be there in the government under the core values followed by the ruler in order to maintain the balance in the country and lead the citizens in the right path. Those are common goals should be there. So when you keep the Krishna Supreme Person in the center, the common goal will be served. And Brahmanical culture should be protected, and natural way of life should be promoted in the country. By doing all these, the kingdom will be prosperous. These are the some points for the good government given by Srila Prabhupada in his lectures. Thank you so much for attentive listening. You can add any points if you want. So please correct me if I say anything wrong. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. What a
Dandavat.
beautiful morning with a beautiful discussion about the good government. Yeah, you can see all around. So important for a good government. Yeah, you have explained the systems. It's very, very important. Because out of system, everything is out. Nothing in place. That's what is happening to nowadays. Yeah. Nicely uh, recollected the Varnashram Dharma, so explained beautifully the importance of the three things, the core values and the system. Uh, Three things of core value, which is the common goal. Yeah, protecting the brahmanas and cows and the natural way of living or connecting to the natures is so important. We have already forgotten all these things and we don't want to know. That is the biggest problem for all of us today.
Yes.
To knowing that there is a system, but still we are being aware, we become unaware. And that is what Prabhupada is telling us. Be aware what is in Shastra. What I've already explained in my books. Go through the books, you will get everything. And some of the examples you highlighted from India is really it is working. If we think it is very deeply, we can see the Shastra is working. The core value of Shastra is working. It may be slow, but it started working.
Yes.
And in future, we can see the effect. So, very nice of you. So nicely explained Varnashram Dharma in a very elaborate way and in a very deep-rooted subject. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Hare
Prabhuji.
Krishna.
Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. Thank you for adding some points.
Thank you so much, Mataji. Thank you for enlightening us on this the precepts of good government, especially those values, as well as the responsibilities of the leaders, and also the various references and examples from the Shastras. So thank you for sharing this with us. So I just having like two thoughts actually. So yes, you emphasize the duties of the rulers and how they should set an example, and so that the citizens can follow that. And so just two thoughts came to mind. So is there also like some kind of like a give and take, or some responsibilities on the part of the citizens as well? Because sometimes we see the leader has very good vision and he wants to do great things, but uh, like taking the people along with him, that becomes a big challenge because there's so much of opposition, and people don't want to adopt that path. Even simple thing like cow slaughter or this thing, people don't want to. They have all the reasons why they want to oppose it. So I just wanted to understand, is there like in terms of responsibilities for the citizens as well, apart from the king? And the second the thing I just wanted to have your views was this Varnashrama system. It's in the Indian context, of course, there also it's a big challenge in terms of establishing this, because the knowledge is very old and people are opposing it. But even in the other countries, like Western countries, where it is seen as a foreign culture. No, this Varnashrama, if they see it as something got to do with Indian religion or Hindu religion, how the Western countries can also benefit from this. If, for example, New Zealand or any other country, if they want to adopt this, how they can just wanted to have your views on that, Mataji.
Yes, Prabhuji, I'll try to explain. Thank you for asking questions, Prabhuji. And yes, Prabhuji, definitely the responsibility of citizens, it is added. Not only king has taken the step to give the hands to citizens to uplift them, but it is their responsibility to start from their side. So that's why it says, actually, the discipline starts from our own, actually from individual. So it is from home. If you are talking about the society, so society, it gives some rules and regulations, but those rules can be followed by the people who are living in that society. And basically, who are the living in that society? Some families. So they have to take that responsibility. Who are there in the family? The individual people. Actually, they have to start individually. They have to feel the responsibility. It is, yes. Suppose Narendra Modi, he started that clean and green. So it is not only he has to do that. So he has set up that project. So each and every citizen responsibility that to keep their roads, their society, their surroundings neat and clean. They have to work. So if they see anything rubbish on the paper, they have to take and put it in the rubbish. Doesn't take much time. If they feel not only for that cleaning, even for the spiritual development, so that faith should, if somebody is doing, suppose even if you take in the devotee's point of view, so they come to the temple, somebody is doing kirtan, they are hearing, until and unless they start bhajana kriya, they have taken the sadhusanga, they have a faith, everything is there. Unless they start their own sadhana, they cannot uplift, they cannot go advance. In the same way, if you see the citizens, they are living in that kingdom, they are responsible for the citizens. If they don't keep their surroundings, they are not behaving themselves properly, so it will count to so each and everyone. So it is a responsibility of citizens also, Prabhuji. So in the Satya Yuga, if you see, that's why I mentioned at the beginning, each and every citizens are they behaving themselves, they are conduct in their perspective. That means they from them their side, they are so they are behaving so nicely. There is no need for proper government. If there is no need, actually, in some countries also, it is happening like that. Each and every citizen, they take responsibility. Then there is no need for the government also. They are they are ruling themselves nicely, and they can take care of others also. That should be there. I think that will help you, Vijay.
Yes, and that's very nice. No, that's very nicely put, Mataji. Yes.
And the second, regarding the second question, yes, Prabhuji. So, if you say the Varnasrama system in India, so we can see that Brahmanas, that caste system is there. Definitely, it will work. The question is for the foreigners. If it is not in the form of Varnasrama Dharma, Brahmana, Kshatriya, and Sudra, Vaisya, and Sudra, but here is the divisions are there, Prabhuji. Suppose if you see the ministers, they are ruling the administrators, they need some person to advise them. So they cannot rule by themselves. If they do, the government will fail. If they do whimsically, the government will fail. They take advices from the ministry. That system is there here also. So the meetings happen, they take advices, they take discussions. So that discussions means they get that intelligent answers, intelligent suggestions, and they rule it. If they don't do it, they will fail. And also the farmers also they're here. They are producing the grains. So each and every, if they do their duty here also in the Western countries, if they do their duties, it will be prosperous. If they don't do it, again the same problem. If they do, basically, why I have to do it? Why I have to follow like this? Not only why I'm only, why they can't do it. If they start arguing like this, the failure will start. So I think the system is there here also, but in different way. Not exactly like Brahman, Kshatriyas, but rulers are there. They take suggestions from the assembly. They do lots of meetings here also. For each and everything, they do meetings and they take advices. So by common decision, so they take. So in that way, they rule, and the agriculture also there, and some marketing also there. So the system is there here also, but in a different way. There are some people, they work so hard in the construction work, the road works. They are like Sudras, they're laborers, they work so hard. Without that work, it is uncomfortable for the other citizens. They are working, they are doing their own duty. So in this way, the Varnasrama, the system is there everywhere, Prabhuji. Whether it is in a right way or wrong way, the system is there. Well, yes, in India, we can see prominently that system, the caste is there because we know that, but here that caste system is not there, but the system is there. We can see that. Hope
Yes,
it
Mataji,
is.
no, that's good. Yeah, thank you, Mataji. Thank you for sharing.
Yeah, thank you
Hare,
so much.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Yeah,
Hare
that
Krishna.
as you mentioned, yeah, the ministers can't work because they have their advisors. So who are the advisors? Advisors are the intelligent person.
Yes,
That means they
yes,
are in the level of Brahman quality.
yes,
Because they are educated, they know the ins and outs, what
yes,
is good and bad. So that
yes,
is actually intelligent person. So they
yes,
take the advice always. So the system is always there, Varnasam, in the different name as you
different.
mentioned.
Yes,
But the system is in place.
yes,
Without the system, nothing can work.
yes,
Simple
Prabhuji.
like that. And the other question, Prabhuji, yeah, without give and take, nothing can happen. That's why give comes first, and then take comes later. So
Yes,
once
yes.
you give only, you can expect taking. So if
Mm,
you expect taking and giving nothing, it doesn't work. That's a
yes,
very
Prabhuji.
important word, give and take, not that take and give.
Yes, yes, Prabhuji. Very nicely explained. Thank you.
Thank you, Mataji.
So, any others want to add any other points? Hare Krishna. If nobody is there, we
Thank-
can conclude, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, yes, I think yes.
Okay, Prabhuji. Ancha kalpa tarubhya.
Kalupyascha kripa
Bye.
Devacha patitanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavam
Vaishnavebhyo namo namaha.
Anantagoti Vaishnavendra ki
Anantapati Vaishnava.
jai.
Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Ki
Hare Krishna.
jai. Our
Thanks.
great Savitri Mata ki jai.
Jai.
Hare Krishna. Thank you
Hare
so much.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna.